pissed. Welcome to 2026. You're tuned in on Rodney Anderson Live. Thanks for joining. We've got a lot to talk about. I guess a good amount to talk about. I don't know if y'all tuned in for my post-game review or whatever just directly following our Alabama loss, first playoff game in some time. I was pretty upset. I was pretty worked up. I've had a really good Christmas break to think about it and just digest and just think about the state of OU football, and then also OU football moving forward. There's a lot to talk about in the portal world. Jim Nagy's doing his thing. I also want to know, y'all's opinions about this whole recruiting process and this whole, portal world that we are currently in. We're firmly in these days. Big question of the day, though. What is your New Year's resolution for the Sooners? I have a few, and if you're a fan of One Oklahoma, if you're a fan of the Sooners, you can tune in to the One Oklahoma pages. Caleb King Kelly and I just recorded our episode for the week. It's on the Double Take. We talked a lot about what our New Year's resolution for the Sooners are, and so give you a little sneak peek at what a few of mine's were, and then I want to know what y'all's New Year's resolutions for the Sooners are. The upcoming year, Coach D. We'll get this out the way right up front. My brother is not coming back. I'm sorry. Oh man, I appreciate the interactions. We're talking about what is your New Year's resolution for the Sooners. I got a few that we'll talk to, and then we'll talk about. And then I also want to talk through some of these portal guys that we've been picking up, because I think Jim Nagy's doing his thing. Coach D, I loved him too. Still do. He's gonna be fine. I appreciate the support. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, for those of you that might be new, BG, Brandon Gibson, behind the scenes, he's running all of the technological things that I don't understand. All I do is come here and talk. He's the one that makes it all go. I have a list of the guys so that we can make this easy. A list of our portal pickups. We can start with the visually most impressive guy on this list, in my opinion, is Hayden Hansen. Have we seen him? 6'8", isn't he 6'8"? Yeah, 6'8". He looks like he's a good, maybe, I'm just guessing on the weight, but 270, 275, maybe 6'8" is big, 280, 285. What I love about Hayden Hansen, what I love about this pickup, period, I think in the red zone this past season, we struggled a little bit, just getting the ball in the end zone, coming away with 7 points. And a big target, I'm not saying it was our receivers getting open or any one person's fault, but I think having a big target down there who can literally just hold his hands up and there will be people on the field that can't jump that high, that's, how do you coach that? I think there's a school of thought, is Caleb Kelly's school of thought is that we're just gonna put weight on him and make him a tackle, which I hope that's not. I don't think we're gonna do that. Throw the rock to that guy. Coach D, yeah. good at blocking as well. A gate. I'm just going to call you a gate. My New Year's wish for Boomer Sooners is that all the negative fans from here move to Indiana, or better yet, Maine. Indiana's doing really good right now, is my first thought after reading that. I mean, they're kind of my pick to win the national championship, to be honest. But yeah, negative fans, every fan base has them. We for sure have a set of negative fans as well, but you're always gonna have a couple of bad apples in the bunch. It's fine. I feel like most of the time, negative fans, they're just talking to themselves anyways. Like you're just over there yelling. I picture a negative fan that's just always just rap, 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 rap. I picture them like in the corner, like a little kid would be in the corner, just yelling nonstop into the just. And I think that we should run the ball better, just at the wall. Like that's my picture of negative fans. I agree with you. A gate, I don't care where they move, but negative fans are not fun. Indiana is good on all sides of the ball. Yes. I really would like to get Livingston. Don't know who that is. It's not clicking, at least. Let's go to the next person. All right, so Hayden Hansen, Texas receivers, Livingston. Oh, didn't he just take a visit here or something? Yeah. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. I'm not too familiar with his game. I have to watch some highlights or something to like really speak on it. Y'all tell me, what am I missing on Livingston? Would he be a good addition to the Sooners? We did lose a few receivers, so I mean we got to backfill and we've got to create depth. So y'all tell me about Livingston. Is that a guy we really want here? I don't know. He made a pretty bad choice his first stop. So I'm just playing. Okay, Caleb Nita, offensive lineman. This is the center. He's seen. I think I've heard he's a little bit undersized, but I don't think you have to be a towering person of an individual to be a center. And I don't know. I've never thought of this, and I don't know this for a fact, but it almost makes sense to me. Like snapping the ball with a shorter or like a more compact frame and able to like anchor down and get your hands back in front of you might be easier if you're more compact and more, not as long of arms and not as tall. So I don't know. I know that he's like big time. He was ranked very highly in that conference with Western Kentucky. Is that the Big Ten? Western Kentucky? What are they in? Group of 5? Western Kentucky? Huh. I'm tripping, dude. Yeah, no, all I'm saying is I've heard good things of him or from him. We'll see. I mean, he's going to have to we got Mykula coming back. So I think we're just looking for some depth, really. But one thing that I did leave our first round playoff game just sold. You can't make me feel or think any differently. I don't care. Livingston just committed to OU? Oh my gosh. I don't think the chat even knows yet. Oh my gosh, Livingston just committed. That's hilarious. We were just talking. Okay, well, I guess I don't need y'all's opinions anymore. We got him, so he's here. Yeah, so no, I still am not all the way up on game on Livingston. So I'm glad he's here. I trust our staff, and if Jim says that he should be here, then okay. Gate says that he was the most reliable wide receiver on Texas team this year. What's he doing over here then? It's so weird, the landscape. Like, money might push you out. Portal decisions might push you out. I don't know, the room might just been getting tight over there. I don't know. Right. 29 receptions, says Trey Lance from behind the scenes. 29 receptions for how many yards? 516. And how many touchdowns? 6 touchdowns. It's not bad. Productive. That's a productive guy. I'd like to see him. Yeah, yeah. Brandon's acting a little spicy behind the cam today. Yeah, he's saying like, yeah, with Arch throwing the ball, better if with John Mateer throwing the ball to you. We'll see. I mean, okay. I left the Alabama game with nothing on my mind except for we need to compete at all spots on like both offensive and defensive side of the ball. I think we're doing that for the most part, but I do think the best player needs to compete, improve, and earn his spot. And I think that will, eliminate a lot of what if such and such was playing? What if we had started with this guy? What if when he went down, we'd have went with that guy? Whoever's in there, I hope has earned it. And so I think we got there because I was saying, I don't know their plans for Caleb Nita, but I'm sure he'll have an opportunity to come in here and compete as he should, as anybody else should. Okay. And I guess chat's saying, or Evan Burries saying he's a redshirt sophomore. So Evan Burris, sorry. Redshirt sophomore, so a lot more time left. I love that. Okay, I'm seeing a couple of suggestions. Who do you guys think we need to pick up this portal season? I still have a whole list of guys to get through, and we'll get through them. But who are y'all? Who would y'all like to see us go after? What position specifically? Or maybe if you have a person, an athlete from another team in mind, who would you like to see? One of the ones I saw in here was Caden Durham. He was a Oklahoma kid, wasn't he? At one point, he was committed here. Okay. So I've watched him a little bit, obviously, because Nick played there this year. I don't know if was LSU in a similar situation to OU, at least offensively, because their quarterback gets hurt. Nuss is not, he just didn't live up to what he was supposed to be this year. And I think the receivers and maybe the rest of the team suffered a little bit for it. They couldn't get their offense going, and so then they went to their run game, and they may have been a little bit banged up offensive line-wise, and so I don't know that I got to see Caden Durham shine as much as everybody has hyped him up to be. Is that the case? I don't know if y'all watched LSU or not any this year, but I think I was looking for like this back that was going to rip 40, 50-yard runs, and maybe he's got that in his arsenal, but maybe it was the circumstance holding him back a little bit. His freshman year, yeah, he was going in, and he was a true freshman then, didn't he? Okay, so maybe some injuries. All right. Man, another QB. I'm seeing a lot of another QB in here. Yeah, we do. Bo Bentley's coming through. He's supposed to be pretty good. Look, at this point, our QB situation is what it is, and so we've got to look at it from a positive light. Michael Hawkins has moved on. I wish him nothing but the best at West Virginia. I think he's going to be fantastic there. We've got John Mateer back for another season, and I think Bo Bentley should come in and try like hell. If he's not, if he got something wrong with him. But he should be trying like hell to take John Mateer's spot. And I want John Mateer to feel that pressure. I want the coaches to let him feel that, I think it can like iron sharpens iron. That's what Caleb always says. Iron sharpens iron. And so that's I don't know. Another QB. I don't really think we need another QB. Maybe for some depth and some competition, but I want to get two guys in here who are very elite, very talented, and I want them to ball. Evan Burris, I do not have any eligibility left. I'm sorry. Love, I'm not gonna say the second half of that. What up, Unk? What's good? Hope you're having a good day. I'm gonna get got by some of these usernames at some point, but today is not gonna be that day. I'm sorry. Carius Kern, offensive lineman from LSU. Okay. Red Dirt Remembrance. I appreciate the hearts. I appreciate all the interaction on here. This is what makes it fun. It's a good time on here. I like talking to you guys. The big prompt is, what is our New Year's resolution for the Sooners? So be thinking about that. I'm going to get into it. Let's get back to this list of recruits, or not recruits, portal guys. Next on my list is Trell Harris, wide receiver from Virginia. I see here that he's third team All-AC receiver in 2025. So I feel like Jim does a good job of finding these guys that are like they have production. This isn't a guy who has yet to have produced. These are guys that have experience at this level. Maybe not in the SEC, but they at least have experience at this level. Maybe they played some SEC teams. Who knows? But I think above all else, there's proof of work. And when you get here, from Virginia to OU, no slide against Virginia. It's got its own traditions, but lined up against OU, this is just a more storied program, and so a bigger stage, I would say, SEC. Trell Harris is going to have his opportunity to be the guy. I think. Who is our guy coming back at receiver? Isaiah Satania is coming back. That's our dude. It's so funny. I think I was so much hoping that he was going to be house a punt return or a kick return or something, that I almost I keep forgetting that he's our receiver. I just really want to see that. You don't see as many kickoff returns or punt returns these days, I think. A D tackle commit from UTSA. What's his name? Kenny Azuwalu. Apologies, Kenny. 6'4", 270. Offensive lineman, you said? Defensive lineman. 6'4", 270. Defensive tackle. So he can move a little bit. He sounds like a big guy that can move. What I was saying, though, I feel like Jim Nagy is very good at finding those guys that are productive where they're at, but have a way higher ceiling that for whatever reason they just can't break through and get to that higher ceiling. I love that he's bringing guys in that have room to grow, because I feel like we got the people that can help them do that, help develop them. Here to stay. Won't matter if Mateer can't get it to him. Are you one of those negative fans that we were just talking about? I'm going to level with you here. I also was pretty negative coming out of that playoff game about really our whole offensive play. But we're here where we're at now. It is what it is, and ain't nothing going to change it, especially not us just sitting here talking. So I think all right, what can we improve on this year? Obviously, everybody offensively has got to improve, including John Mateer, including Ben Arbuckle. I think we talked about it on the double take a little bit today. Me and Caleb King Kelly, guys. I don't know if y'all can see, but before I went live, I spilled coffee all over my shoes. And I just switched legs, and I can see it now, and it's pissing me off all over again. Um. Anyways, what was I just about to go on a rant on? I don't even remember. That coffee threw me so far off. Oh, Ben Arbuckle. Let's give him some time, is what I was about to say, just in a nutshell. Like, when BV first got here, our defense was horrendous. First year, though, his first year, we looked a little bit better. You know, I remember in BV's first year here, everybody going, all right, defense. Okay, like, we can see the defense now. And then if we were being nitpicky, it's like, man, but they're a little bit out of place. They didn't get there fast enough. They're having trouble picking up. Well, yeah, because it's a very complex defense. And he disguises everything and blitzes like it's nobody's business. All these exotic, like, it's tough. And so what do we see year 2, BV defense? Oh, like, we're like, oh, damn. Oh, Hugh's got a defense. Okay. All right. Year 3, we're talking about like an elite defense. Like, wow, really good. You know, my point being, like, he's only gotten better and better to where we've got an elite talent. I don't think, obviously, Ben Arbuckle's goal is probably to have an elite offense, but give him time. I think this year, similar to BV's first year, offensively was better than Seth's offense. Just calling a spade a spade. No bad. I'm not trying to dog on Seth Luttrell, but we took a step in the right direction this year offensively from what we were. If we can continue to make positive steps, then we'll be fine. Negative or not, before I even read the next part of the thing, I just know it's going to be negative, so I don't care to read it. Oh. Yes, Evan Burst, new episode dropping this Thursday. If we can run the ball in 2026, we can certainly win the SEC. My boy Zip. Yeah. I was trying to think of something like, football analysts profound to say about that, but yeah, like pretty much. If we can run the ball in 2026, yeah, certainly we'll I mean, I wouldn't say for sure we'll win the SEC, but we got a lot of defensive talent coming back. So defensively, I think let's just fine tune. Let's create depth. There are some defensive guys on the list that I didn't get to yet. I'm working through this list so slow. But yeah, no, defensively we're straight. With the exception of filling in some depth, and we're losing some guys like Devon Williams and R. Mason Thomas. Yeah, how could I forget R. Mason Thomas? I mean, even without R. Mason though, like we're fine. And so, offensively is where we need to focus. Running the ball, I think we were starting to get there. Do y'all think so? I don't know. Flashes of greatness, like South Carolina, we just ran ball like it was nobody's business, and then just kind of stale flashes of awesomeness. I like that we stayed with 2 guys towards the end of the year, so I'll be looking for X and Torrey to continue to be those 2 leaders, that 1-2 punch. Every time I think of 1-2 punch, I think of Samaje and Joe. And if we could get something like that, to me, I think X would be the Samaje in that situation, and Torrey would be the Joe. Maybe. And Torrey he'll put his head down. I think Joe, he was some boy. He'd disappear in a second if you went flat-footed or if you blinked. Yeah. Okie 918. Here's the type of positivity I'm about. Everyone was saying we weren't going to make it to the playoffs this year, but we did. I mean, yeah, like, we know what we got. Ott has no eligibility left, correct? I'm pretty sure he's done. Yeah. Interesting. Let's get back to this list. Yeah. Okie 918 is I'm vibing with Okie 918. They took us to playoff games Arbuckle's first year, so that's a good thing. Yeah. Yeah. Let's like we talked about I'm going to stop referring to the double take. I'll just say like we have an episode dropping on Thursday. If you're interested, watch it. We talked about this, but it's so weird that we can have a great season. We had a great season. Were we 10-3? We ended 10-3. 10-3, and we're on here. We have obviously the goal is a national championship. We ended 10-3. We hosted the first ever playoff game here in Norman. I mean, yeah, it didn't end the way we wanted it to, but boy, look at where we came from. Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. We for sure exceeded expectation. Zip. And it's only up from here. We're going to see some new characters this year. That's exciting. And so we'll get to see how we stack up against the other half of the SEC. Back to the list. Emarion Harris from Arkansas. Big dude. Kind of seems like we were talking earlier, kind of seems like he'll be the other side, the other tackle opposite of Fasusi. So that's exciting. Coming from Arkansas, that's SEC experience already. So he's seen these teams that we're about to be playing. So he should be able to drop in quite nice. We can go to Colorado State running back. Got a couple guys from Colorado State. Lloyd Avant. He's a shorter guy. You don't have to be the tallest person in the world to play running back. I think he's maybe 5'8", 5'9", but 200 pounds. So he's coming with some pop. Don't let the height fool you. I also heard that he's like a utility guy, more of a utility back. So I wouldn't be so concerned. Like he'll definitely add competition in that running back room. I think he can only do that. Think about Ben Arbuckle's offense. I think we only just saw the very beginnings of it. We saw a year where he was still trying to get comfortable here in Norman. A guy like Avant here, Lloyd Avant, maybe because of how diverse he can be as a running back, maybe that's what gets him his playing time. Put him in the slot, put him out wide. I know he's returned kicks before, so it sounds like a dangerous guy we could put back there with Isaiah Satania. Maybe get some, no matter who you kick it to, you're screwed type of a thing. So I'm excited about Lloyd. I don't know how he'll be used or what our plans are for him, but I think it can only add good competition. And then his teammate, Rocky Beers. Let's talk about Rocky Beers for a couple different reasons. It's Reagan Beers' brother, which is I think that's the coolest thing. We have our women's basketball team is doing phenomenal right now. If y'all haven't watched our women's basketball team, go for real, super fun. Aaliyah Chavez, number 1 recruit in the nation last year, coming in, is just she's really good. She's really good. And I think was probably what we were missing last season for women's basketball. Like we made it all the way to Sweet 16 and didn't have like that person on the court that was just commanding everything, like that just knew like how to win. I guess, I don't know if that's what I'm trying to say. We had a lot of pieces, including Reagan Beers, just like a nice big body that can be under the goal, catch, shoot, rebound, like easy. We've got her brother coming through, Rocky. Don't like guys that don't let their last name fool you. I can tell you, as the NIL guy, and also because I think it's already been released. Somebody put out a little story about this, about how just because he's got a really cool name, but it does not mean he smashes beers. I don't think he drinks at all, actually. It was funny because we were talking in the NIL office, like, man, like people in the office are sending like, oh, we've got to hit up this like beer, this it's not a distillery, this brewery. Thank you, gosh, I could not find that word. We've got to hit up this brewery. We've got to hit up that brewery. Like, what are our beer partners talking about? And they're like, dang, we're so surprised that Colorado State let this guy get out of there without doing any beer deals with him. And, oh, he doesn't drink. Well, that's about the only thing that could have prevented those deals from happening. So, but all jokes aside, supposed to be like a really like fierce type of competitor, just like his sister is. And so, thank you, Jenny, for getting Reagan beers here so that, a year or two later we could get Rocky here. 6'5", 250. Damn. Next to 6'8". How big is Hayden Hand? How what's his weight? 6'8". I'm gonna guess 285. Okay, quick Google search says 269. Okay, so the roster says Hayden Hansen 6'7", 269. 6'7", 3/4 is so freaking. That's so. Just give him 6'8". Like, just give him 6'8". Whatever. And then how big was Rocky? 6'5", 250, 6'6", 250, whatever. They're big guys. Big targets. So, and let's talk about this too, though. A bunch of Joe John Finley smoke. That he's out. It's not been official though, has it? Just been reported on. It seems like it's more than just a report, but it hasn't been like from official pages or anything like that. That Joe John is out. Why am I bringing this up? Because of what my boy Evan Burst 29 said. Jim Nagy's getting their guys in here. He used the wrong there. Used the wrong there. It's bugging me. It threw me so far off. I'm just giving you a hard time, Evan. You're making a great point. Jim Nagy is getting guys in the door, and we don't even have a solid answer for them when it comes to who is your tight end coach that we know of. Right. Yeah, that's interesting to me. And yes, great point. Dude, Evan, I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm just playing with you. Zip, I agree with you as well. Big bodies, big tight end bodies can only help with the running game as well. Yeah, dude, like who's blocking who's getting past 6'8"? Who's getting around 6'8"? Or I'm sorry, 6'7" 3/4. Who's getting around that? Not many people. Let's see who else we got on here. Oh, we got the last on my list, but there have been people committing on while we're on. Dakota Fields, cornerback from Oregon. Was the last one I had on my list I wanted to talk about. It's been hard, and I don't know why, but at OU we just tend to go for shorter DBs, and I don't think it really matters. Like the Bowen brothers aren't the tallest people in the world, and they're phenomenal. And so I don't really think it matters a ton, but I think at that position, height can only help as long as your hips are good, and as long as you have makeup speed. You can cover ground because, being a DB, you're going to lose some ground. You're a reactionary player. All you can do is react and, try not to guess at what the guy in front of you is going to do. So you're going to have to be able to make up ground. He seems like that guy. So we'll see. Zip says he can hit. I'll believe when I see it. From Compton? Does that mean you can hit or something? Like what? Oh man. Yeah, Caleb Kelly would be like, "Well, yeah, guys from Cali, we're Cali Sooners." Yeah. All the real ball players come from Texas. I'm just saying. All right. I I think I'm ready to say what I'm gonna turn over to what my New Year's resolutions for the Sooners are. But I also am curious to know where do all the best players come from? State, like as far as what state do they come from? I agree that we've always had really good players from California. I'm not saying that California doesn't put out players, but not the best. Not the most. There might what am I trying to say? Like the number one, like I'm sure California's had a bunch of number one recruits in a bunch of different positions, but I just feel like Texas is putting out more elite, like generational talents. You know what I mean? Like, and I'll say this too. Texas, California. I don't know. Texas, Florida, California. Those are my top three. Those were the best football players are coming from in that order. Texas, Florida, Cali. Caleb's going to hate me for this. Caleb's going to have a problem. Yeah, I think I see a lot of Texas. I'm glad that we can all at least agree that Texas, Cali, Florida. Right? There have been ballers to come from other states. I'm not saying that, but like these are the main ones, and I believe that it's Texas. Okay. What is our New Year's resolutions for the Sooners? Georgia. Okay. Georgia's a good one. I don't know though. The thing about Cali and Georgia is that there's so much else going on in those states that sports kind of gets watered down a little bit. I know that that's for sure a fact in California. When I was coming out of college and I was getting an agent and everything, my agency was based out of California. It was Athletes First. And they straight up told us when we sat down and had our first meeting, like, if you land on a team in a market like California, like the LA Rams or San Francisco 49ers, marketing-wise, it's going to be hard to get deals and things like that because there's so many other things going on. You're competing with celebrities and movie stars and now these days influencers and all. Like it's with all the other things going on, it's distractions. In Texas, you have there's one thing going on Friday nights. That's it. In Florida, there's stuff going on in Florida. Florida cats are a little bit different though. They're just I don't. Yeah, there's a BG just put up a poll if you're on TikTok to vote on who's got the best athletes. Florida, Texas, Cali. If you're asking me in this order, Texas, Florida, then California. Okay. It's on the top right corner of TikTok. Just drop an answer in there. If you're not, just drop your answer in the comments. Dang, we're getting some good conversation about where these athletes come from. Because Zip's making some good their top left. That was BG's fault. I'm blaming that one on him. He told me to point top right. Vote on that one. Y'all are some. I pointed the right way? For them, it's the left. Oh. So see, now it's my fault too. Okay. It says blink twice if Jaden Witten is the next tight end coach. I'm trying to keep my eyes open for the rest of this live stream, so you don't get it twisted. I don't know anything. Wouldn't that be cool? That'd be really, like, really, really cool. Jason Witten is forever one of my favorite guys because he's just that when he gets his helmet ripped off and he's still running down the boy. I wish they'd have never. Is he? He's probably the reason why they had to make a rule. What's he say? His Raiders year were his prime. Oh, I don't. Yeah, freaking Eagles fans in here confusing the issue. Okay. Yeah, Zach Davis. I don't know. I'm gonna continue blinking at a regular cadence. It means nothing. My New Year's resolutions for the Sooners. I'm gonna get to it whether y'all want me to or not. Number one resolution for this year is to just stay healthy. And I know that there's not a lot that we can do specifically to prevent like freak things, but I do think as a team we can practice smart, we can play smart while still maintaining an aggressive and competitive edge. I'm speaking mainly in spring ball, especially with all this money flying around, how hard it is to retain players and get players here. The last thing we want is some, weird injury, barring anything that we can't control. Things happen. I'm not unrealistic. But injury-free spring ball, one of my resolutions, practicing smart, however that looks. 10 wins is another resolution of mine. I think this is like my big resolution. I think obviously that starts now in the portal season. And then once everybody's here, it's grind time. I mean, January and February is basically just like it's almost like it's like an athlete's version of hibernation. You go into a cave. That cave is basically Schmitty's house, and you just grind you're lifting weights, you're running sprints, you're just getting fit, getting recovered, getting ready to knock off a little bit of rust in spring ball, and then you just want to like be fine tuning things throughout the summer. You want to be like starting to see the vision for the offense, the vision for the defense. And then, come August, it's time to strap it up. 2 days or fall camp or whatever they call it these days. And then it's time to play. And I don't think it's been said for sure yet, but I really feel like we're going to go to a 16-team bracket. And regardless of whether it's 16 teams or a 16-team playoff, regardless of whether it's 16 or stays at 12, I think 10 wins get you in, especially if we beat the right people. We got A&M on our schedule this year. Texas, obviously, we can have a good win against them in the Cotton Bowl. We're going to see Georgia, so that's going to be a lot of fun. We just haven't run into them since 2018, January 1. So that'll be fun to have them back. So I think 10 wins is going to be my big New Year's resolution for the Sooners because it gets us back to the playoffs. But it all starts right now. What are y'all's New Year's resolutions for the Sooners? I saw, Zip say run the dang ball. You're not the only one in here that's talking about that. We do need to run the dang ball. But it's being worked on. We're working on it. I truly do think everybody's saying so much negative stuff about the running game throughout the season and then even now postseason. But at the end of the day, dude, I do think we've been making positive steps throughout the whole season. Even if they're so small, I think they've been positive. And if we can start off, also we were putting together our offensive line when the season started. I didn't even mention that. So with the offensive line that's way more, like it's way further ahead at the start of the season than they were last year, with some running backs that now have, like Torrey was a true freshman this past year. So he's got a lot of really good experience, and he's going to be healthy going into this next season. Xavier Robinson, same thing. He's had a lot of experience, but he's just been banged up, and he didn't really come on through until about middle of the season. So starting strong for him and Torrey it'll be a huge difference already. And then who knows? You get people in here like Lloyd Avant, and some big old tight ends that can be down the field threats as well as blocking threats. I yeah, I agree with Boomer Dot Sooner. Nagy cooking right now. Squash, who? Portal Glass looking great. How's Nick doing? Doing great. And this Portal Class is looking great. I agree with you, Evan. Georgia at Georgia is going to be crazy. I've never been to Georgia Stadium. I've not spent a lot of time in Georgia, period. I think I've only ever been once, actually. Yeah, thank you, Evan. Thank you. That's what I've been saying. With 3 young guys on the line and banged up RBs, I didn't expect perfect, but it got better. Yeah, right. And in the offseason, we'll get even more better. Hey, I got a question. Who are we? I mean, obviously we're rooting for the Sooners, and we're still rooting for the Sooners. But who are we kind of like rooting for to win the national championship? I said it earlier, like Indiana impressed me. I didn't watch them all year until I saw like highlights and stuff, and I'm like, okay, Indiana's doing good. But it's so quick, it's so easy to quickly think, Cinderella story. But dude, they're good. They're so good. Oh my gosh, they're so good on on every front. They're so disciplined. And what's crazy too, balling with dudes I've never heard of before. Freaking, who was Fernando Mendoza before this? Did he come from Cal? Yeah, transferred in from Cal. Fernando Mendoza, and now a Heisman winner, charging on to the towards the national championship in the semis. That's crazy. Yeah, I like Indiana. I love the story. The coach is so fun to watch and listen to. He's just so matter of fact. It's pronounced Signetti, right? Yeah, he's just so like, what are you talking about? Yeah, of course we're here. I freaking love that. Everybody's like, Indiana? He's like, yeah, Indiana. What? That's so fun. Huh? Oh yeah. 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 BG was saying in one of his press conferences, they were talking about him, and he's had the comment, I win, Google me. And like those type of one-liners, just it's like I'm not gonna feed into what you're trying to get me to. You're trying to get me out of my character. You're being a weird reporter. Yeah, I love Signetti. He's fun. Ooh, there's a lot of Lane Kiffin hate on here. Lane Kiffin, bruh. Who's worse, Lane Kiffin or Lincoln Riley? I don't know. Yeah, no, what's so weird about Ole Miss right now is that they're going to play without a lot of their coaches. Am I right? Am I understanding that correctly? That's so wild. Just nobody could have ever thought that NIL and transfer portal and all these rules that have changed over the years would get us to a point where we've got a team competing for a national championship, and they're going to be without a lot of their coaching staff. Which, okay, Zip saying offensive coaches stayed, but Evan said that I'm correct. I don't know. Like, regardless, it's kind of just it's creating environments for these student athletes that's unfortunate. So there have been a couple of tight ends and receivers coaches have moved over to LSU full time. So it looks like there's a mix. Like some coaches have stayed, some have dipped, but like I'm just thinking for I don't know, like a tight end, Mike Stoops is at Ole Miss now. Says who? Braden. We covered it already that Parker Livingston is coming to Norman. I see you. Spamming the chat. We got you, bud. Mark Stoops. Not true either. You know, it's good that we've classified ourselves as just a live stream and not like a news outlet because we're not that good at being a news outlet. We're just good at talking stuff. Yeah, I was just giving Braden a hard time. Yeah, we talked about it already. It's I was asking, like, you seem to be pretty excited. I'll ask you, Braden. You seem to be really excited about Parker Livingston. I think a lot of people are. I've not. I didn't know the hype. My boy Trey Lance from behind the scenes. He read off some stats, and so I know he's productive, but I've just not seen him. I've not focused on him playing. So you tell me why you're so excited about Parker Livingston coming to Norman. Yeah, it looks like not all, but some coaches have moved on permanently from Ole Miss. I was just thinking to myself, if I'm a tight end or a receiver for that matter at Ole Miss, and I'm about to continue to, I'm in a semifinal game going for a national championship, and my coach is just like, all right, time for me to dip. See y'all. I'd be like, huh? It'd probably be pretty, now I'm thinking about it, it might feel kind of freeing on the sideline. Like in 2017, Jay Boulware was the running backs coach here. And he was on the field. So every single time we came off the field or came off from a series or whatever, he would be there to, congratulate us for scoring, congratulate us for a good play, or to, get onto us a little bit for what we did wrong or critique us here or there or whatever. So my point being, he was on the field. So every time I came off, we sat down, we talked, we spent some time. 2018, he went up to the box. And so I'd come off the field, like we just kind of go sit where the running backs were sitting. We'd hop on the phone, talk real quick, but like you can't hog the phone. And so you're just on there like, oh yeah, no, I saw this. Okay, I'll get that next time. Bet. And then you just have this free time like on the sideline where you're just hydrating, might hop on the bike a little bit. This is kind of freeing. But anyways. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, not having a coach on the sideline. It's different. It's got to be different. Being at this phase in the season. Also, are we playing too many games? Is this too much? Like when's the championship game? The 14th? No. That's when the transfer portal ends. It's somewhere around there, though, I believe. 19th? 18th? 19th. Yeah. I just think it's I don't know. It seems like it's too much football. NFL goes for like another month and a half. So, I mean, the body can handle more football, obviously. It's been proven by the next level. We're not playing enough games, just don't need all the time in between them. Too much layoff before the playoffs start. I guess I'm curious, as, like, why do y'all think that? Because it'd be like, here, you'll get into a car wreck, and I need you to Uber to work. Like, it's the turnaround's too quick. I don't know if y'all have played at this level before, but it's tough. It feels bad the next morning. You feel great going to sleep you're on a high, the adrenaline's pumping, but you hurt waking up. Even if you get out you leave the game completely healthy, you're going to wake up with bruises you didn't know you had, scrapes, cuts you didn't know you had. There are times when I'm getting in the shower right after the game and I'm like, damn, I didn't realize I had a gash on the back of my arm. Um, NFL doesn't take time off. Yeah, they do. Yeah, bye weeks. There is a shorter turnaround time in the NFL. I mean, they play Monday night and Thursday night. Do they play Tuesday nights too? I don't watch the most NFL. I pay attention, but I don't sit down and fan out. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like any NFL player, you're gonna lose this argument to them. They'll take some time off. Let me tell you right now. It's hard to do. I don't know if I'm gonna spend too much time on this because like if you don't know, then this is gonna be hard for you to get, unless you just believe me. And I don't expect you to believe me. I'm basically a stranger to you guys. So yeah, like I think players need the time. And I don't think you can take away games. But adding all these games at this level, you're burning these kids out real quick. And I'm not saying like they're losing interest burnt out, but you're burning up everybody is on a timeline. This knee right here had a 20, I'm trying to think how old I was. It had a 23 or 24 year timeline. It only had so many cuts in it until it started to give out. I guess the first time it really gave out was before that, like 21 year timeline. You only have so many reps in you before your body starts to break down. Some guys it's really long, some guys it's not. So I don't know. The more time you can get, the better. Whether that's mid-season, playoffs, and like, wouldn't you want to see like if you go straight into the playoffs, then you're not going to see some players that are banged up, or players are going to try to come back that might need those 2 weeks, and they'll injure themselves more. And so then you don't get to see your favorite players. Does that water down the talent if we're playing everybody else? I don't know. That might be extreme. But I don't know. I'm just saying. Just thinking out loud. Anyways, Dalton Sigler, Katie High. Oh, bro. Is it because you saw my Katie cup? This is the coffee cup that spilled all over my shoes and freaking out of my pants some. Oh, now my mic's falling. I think BG's trying to set me up. I'm just playing. It's fine. I think I got it. Yeah. Shout out to Katie. It's Dan, can they see you right now? I wanted them to see what BG looked like. I'm always talking about him. Yeah, Katie High School. Probably one of the big reasons why I just believe football is better in Texas, high school wise. You were seen. That's BG. He handles everything. Get rid of the non-con games. I like that. I like it and I don't like it. It's so hard. Like I don't think you can take away anything that's already been done. You could. It's not going to happen though, because we've already made, like, as soon as people start making money, there's no way you're going to convince them to, we'll go back and do it the other way. Nah, they're not going to give up any dollars. Money really does run things around here, around everywhere. All right. I think we're getting towards the end. We don't have to drive all these points into the ground. We'll be back next week, and I'm sure there will be more news. Let's see. We got about 7 more days to go back in this portal window. So we'll see where we end up towards the end of it. If y'all have any suggestions or something y'all like to see, drop it in the comments or leave us a message. We're always learning and getting better. We will have some guests on here, some programming, some giveaways in the future, so please stay tuned for that. Outside of that, catch the double take this Thursday. It should drop early in the morning, first thing, so listen to it on the way to work, way home from work. I'm not going to tell you how to listen, do you? But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I can't wait to see y'all again next week. Tell your friends. Boomer.